Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for standing in solidarity with the message and for the outpour of support with respect to the Be Strong Together Now movement. It's been encouraging, and very enlightening for me. And guess what? We're getting ready to schedule an event to make sure that every person that has requested a sign gets one. So please stay tuned to our various social media platforms for the day that event will be scheduled. Having said that, we all know that we are living in a fallen world, and we got to remind ourselves that we must be strong. In fact, it is incumbent upon us all not to lose heart. And I did a brief research on what it means to lose heart. And one definition stated that to lose heart simply means to believe you will not succeed. And another definition stated that to lose heart means you become so discouraged, you lose the desire to succeed. Well, Paul reminded us in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16, not to lose heart. In fact, and I'm going to read this from the Message paraphrase. He said, so we're not giving up. How could we? Even though on the outside, it often looks like things are falling apart on us, on the inside where God is making new life, not a day goes by without his unfolding grace. These hard times are small potatoes compared to the coming good times, the lavish celebration prepared for every believer. There's far more here than meets the eye. The things we see now are here today, gone tomorrow, but the things we can't see now will last forever. You see, the opposite of losing heart is perseverance and endurance. And there are 3 scriptures that I believe will encourage you after you read them. And they're found in 2 Thessalonians 1 and 4, Romans 5 and 3, and James 1 and 3. For the sake of time, please take time out and pull up those scriptures and read them. I guarantee you they will encourage you. You see, when we persevere through difficulties and or weariness, what we're simply saying is we refuse to give up on what God has called us to do. Galatians 6 and 9 encourage every believer never to give up. And it reads, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And what does Joshua 1 and 9 say? Well, God commanded Joshua. He didn't ask him. He just told him. He didn't ask him to. He commanded him to be strong and of good courage. And as you know, Joshua heeded God's command, and he successfully completed the task of leading the Israelites into the promised land. And, by the way, they took possession of it. Furthermore, Nehemiah never gave up on the construction of Jerusalem's wall, despite the fierce opposition he faced. And Caleb never gave up on the promise of God, and he conquered a giant-infested, fortified hill country when he was only 86 years young. You see, Jesus persevered all the way to the cross. Hebrews 12 and 3 says, consider him who endured such opposition from sinners so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. You see, when we give up too early and lose heart too soon, we miss out on all God planned to do through and for us. Again, I'm going to read that again. When we give up too early and lose heart too soon, we miss out on all God planned to do through us and for us. Our faith in Jesus must be bigger than our fears. Hebrews 11 and 1 reminds us that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Hope is the engineered rebar strategically placed, embedded in the foundation of godly faith. And it's also the walls that shape the structure of our godly lives. We must continue to remind ourselves and believe that God is not dead. No, our God is not dead. Our God is not dead. He is alive and he's roaring on the inside. He's roaring on the inside of us and he knows what's going on and he's working all things out for our good and his glory. That's the kind of God we serve. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 9, verse 26, with men, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. And although we are living in a falling world, we are serving a risen Savior. And guess what? Not only does he know our situation, he knows us. He knows our name. He's intimately familiar with everything about us and he loves us and he wants the very best for us. And guess what? We're going to get it. But we can't lose heart. So I'm going to encourage you to be strong and be blessed on purpose and continue moving forward. Thank you for your support and God bless.